Hello and a very warm welcome viewers. You're watching the brand new edition of India Fights Back with your host Kriti Mishra. Scientists at the National Institute of Virology have said that a booster dose of Covaxin may provide a solution to the menace posed by the evolving virus and offer long-term protection. A booster dose against COVID is being explored in some countries with other vaccines as well. A booster shot will come after the first 2 doses of any vaccine and may have to be given regularly, perhaps after a year or 2 or later, to keep the immune system primed against SARS-CoV-2 variants. A person receiving a booster will not have to repeat an entire 2-dose schedule. And for deeper insights on this, I am joined by very eminent guests on the panel today. Joining us on the program, Dr. Raman R. Gangakhedkar, Member, National Task Force for COVID-19, and Dr. Lekha D. Bhatt, Assistant Professor, Department of Epidemiology and Public Health, Central University of Tamil Nadu. Welcome to Sunset TV, both of you. And Professor Raman Gangakhedkar, coming to you first. Let's begin with the basics. What is a booster dose?
One of the things which perhaps it tells us that, when you mix up, there are some evidences that have already emerged that if you mix platforms, vaccines which are coming from different platforms in 2 dosages, they are also found to have more beneficial effect in terms of the titers that you observe in the blood of these antibodies. This has been classically done for Pfizer and AstraZeneca so far. But now these findings are perhaps some things which are reflecting that if you give whole inactivated virus, it has more than spike protein as its constituent, whereas if you look at Pfizer and AstraZeneca's combination, there they found that both the vaccines were based on spike protein, whereas here it is spike protein and whole virion will contain more than spike protein. Perhaps it will be able to protect you better. Now the question is, should we be using it as a booster, as the 3rd dose as such? Currently, we don't have such kinds of trials which are called as interchangeability trials, and it appears theoretically more plausible that if variants come up like a Delta variant, perhaps this is more likely to be giving you enduring protection for quite some time. However, since in India we are providing 2 doses of the vaccine from the same vaccine manufacturer, we may have to provide it as a 3rd dose or a booster. But at the same time, there are some questions which will always remain, that how long will a vaccine protect to an individual? The current evidences that tend to suggest is the vaccine protection is likely to last more than 1 year. We do not know how long, because in one of the studies they did a study on bone marrow and found that the plasma cells continue to be sensitized there. Now in those circumstances, we don't know how long the protection will last, but it is little long term. So it may have some meaning for us that we may not require booster dose within a year's time. Perhaps a booster may be required at the end of, let's say, 1.5 years time, as it appears today. This is a good news for all of us because variants are going to continue to be generated, and if such platforms like whole inactivated virion with other platform, if they are going to improve the duration of protection and also the protective efficacy, that would perhaps be the best thing to happen.
All right, so as you're telling us, sir, that it's a welcome move, but let's try and understand how did this fare earlier. Dr. Bhatt, have booster shots with the whole virus inactivated vaccine proven to work well earlier as well, ma'am?
Yes, a booster dose is something that is an additional dose of vaccine that is periodically administered to boost the immune system. So earlier studies on other diseases have shown that booster vaccines in fact improve the immunity and give a better protection for other disease. However, for COVID, as of now, we are not having adequate empirical and clinical evidence to say whether we actually require a booster dose or if required at what interval, whether mix as Dr. Raman was telling, mix and match of a vaccine is to be allowed or not. So there is no adequate clinical trial. So as of now, we have to wait. However, some of the countries, as you mentioned, have already started providing booster doses, like UAE, Bahrain, and US has started their trials with CDC. So we have to wait and see what is required for COVID as far as booster doses and the new protocols are concerned.
All right, we'll talk about the findings from the other countries, but before that, Dr. Ganga Khetkar, I remember that the trial was also being held at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, which is AIIMS, on booster doses. What were the big takeaways, sir?
For booster dose, I am aware that Covaxin is being provided as a booster dose after 6 months, and that trial is ongoing. But as an individual, I feel 6 months is too short a period to initiate to provide a booster dose. But I could still be wrong. No, it is possible that giving 3 dosages with 1 dose with 1 month's interval and the second dose, the booster dose coming after 6 months of the second dose, may still prove to be far more beneficial. But the trial results have to come, and they need to document that part, especially the part that is related to T cell sensitization. How well does it do if you use a booster would be critical, because in any case antibody titers will go up.
All right, sir. T cell sensitization, sir. I would further seek clarification on that. How does it work, sir?
T cell, see, any time when an organism enters in our body immune system tends to produce certain weapons which we call as antibodies. Now these antibodies are generated by B lymphocyte cells. Their name is B lymphocyte cells. But the body tends to record the history of which weapons were used, which ones were effective, and how they were produced by retaining that memory into what is called as T cells. The T cells are the memory cells, so that even if these antibodies disappear over a period of time, because there was no more exposure of this virus and the virus was taken care of by my immune system, subsequently after, let's say, 3 or 4 years, if I am again exposed to this particular organism, my body will instantaneously produce antibodies or the weapons against that organism, because it doesn't have to now recognize that organism as elaborately, then try to produce which antibody should I be producing in what quantities, because that memory is retained by the T cells. So as long as T cells are sensitized, you will find the duration of protection will be far longer than what we would imagine by the antibody titers per se.
All right, sir. But Dr. Bhatt, as you were telling us about the experiences in the other countries, what are the key findings, ma'am, as far as booster shots or doses are concerned?
In US, CDC has started the trials about this booster dose requirement, and trials are on. They have not come to any conclusion as of now. And WHO has come up with a work in progress document on June 25th, which says that we might need a booster dose, especially vulnerable population, elderly, and those who have done organ transplantation, people with very severe comorbidities. This is a work in progress document, and detailed discussion on this particular aspect is scheduled for next week. And WHO chief scientists and other experts from WHO are telling we need a booster dose. Mostly we might need it, because empirical evidence is showing this particular virus is mutating much faster, and coverage of vaccine in both the rich and poor countries, and within a country, in India also, the coverage across the states is not uniform. So unless we get a universal coverage, this virus will be existing and mutating. So we might need a booster dose. However, conclusive evidences are not yet out. We might have to wait.
All right, so we have to wait for those key findings. But Dr. Ganga Khetkar, those of us who've been vaccinated will have this natural question in our minds, whether we need a booster shot, a dose or not.
No, it all depends on one thing. No, because as I said earlier, we do not know the duration of protection that two dosages are offering currently, because it's only 1.5 years since the virus was discovered, and only about a year when people went into trials. Actually, if you look at people who were receiving vaccines as a rollout, in the rollout program, it's only about 6 months' time. So we still don't have that kind of robust evidence to suggest about when does this immunity wane off. That's one thing. The second thing which is important here, there is a small distinction. Here, what is being thought of is if a new variant comes and if I provide a third booster dose, then in that case, does it cover the variant as well, and also ensure that the duration of protection could be long? So essentially, these are questions for which we currently don't have these answers. And as Dr. Lekha suggested, no, one thing which we have to remember is when we say that, let's say Covaxin said that their protective efficacy is 79%. Now, if that is the case, 21% of the individuals were non-responders. Now, if you look at non-responders, it is more likely that these are people who are older, these are people with chronic morbidity, which would be either uncontrolled or a serious form of chronic morbidity. Now, if you want to protect them, you cannot give up. If you give a third dose, it is still possible that their protection may be improved to a larger extent. But all these issues have to be in the realm of science as of now. We have to prove them well beyond doubts, because one has to also understand one of the major limitations in the kind of trials that we have done so far. If you look at, we knew that the risk of death and severe COVID disease is high among older patients, among those who have severe chronic morbidity per se. But if you look at the trials that have been done, trials have very small proportion, maybe somewhere around 12 to 15% of the participants in the trial actually belong to older age group or those with chronic morbidity. In one of the trials, I think they had 40% odd. Sputnik had 40% odd trial participants who had chronic morbidity. So essentially, it is difficult to generalize if you have a smaller subgroup of people where the interest in terms of action tends to lie in those who are older and those who have chronic morbidity. The result is we may have to still wait. It is possible that this vaccine, these kinds of booster dosages may increase the duration of protection, may also be found to be effective against variants, and may also be important to ensure that non-responders start responding with the third dose.
But sir, you made a very important point about variations and mutations. Let me take that to Dr. Bhatt. Dr. Bhatt, since this is an uncharted territory, we don't know how the virus is going to behave. So the question is, what about the efficacy of these booster shots?
Efficacy of booster shots again will depend on the mutation of this particular virus and how fast we are able to cover the whole of the population. See, if we are able to cover whole of the population in a very fast manner, at the same time the virus is not mutating in a very optimistic point of view, in that case we don't need to worry so much. So as of now, what I feel is it's a very good news that has come up that Covaxin can be used as a booster dose and its efficacy is very high. So we do have our own indigenous arrangements if we require it. That is a very positive outcome. And as of now, our priority should be to get vaccinated the whole of the population, universal vaccination. and let it be Covaxin, Covishield, or new other vaccines that are allowed to be mass rollout in the country with the government approval. The first priority should be to get vaccinated. Whether mix and match is possible, whether we actually need a second booster dose, let the scientific community come up with its solid and empirical evidences and solid protocols. By the as of now, the priority is getting vaccinated, and I feel the public need not worry whether I need to take this vaccine later. Will I be able to mix and match? There will be solutions offered, and a wide range of baskets of choices will be made available, because India is having a good vaccination history if you take any disease. And booster dose is a very new concept for Indian population, because unlike in US, we don't have a regular vaccination immune booster vaccination strategy in our country for adult population. So it's a very new thing for the population. It will take time to absorb it.
Dr. Raman Ganga Khetkar, as Dr. Bhatt says, let's vaccinate first. We can think of booster shots later. Nonetheless, this is a welcome step.
That's right. I think first thing which we have to do is save one's own life. Try to provide less number of bodies where the virus will be able to infect them due to the vulnerability that tends to exist because of one vaccine, not taking the vaccine, and the second is not adhering to COVID appropriate behaviors. What is important is we should rapidly vaccinate across. It's not only that it should happen only in India. It has to happen across in all the countries, because today we have geographic boundaries which describe a particular boundary as a country. But the reality is this is a global village. Now, if any new variant, if any part of the world doesn't have people fully vaccinated, you would have a partition of those who are fully vaccinated and those who are partially vaccinated. That can pose a threat to produce a new mutant. And if it comes there, the fear will be whether this new mutant will be something which will still be able to not be able to produce escape mutants and actually ensure that the vaccine doesn't work. In those circumstances, rapid vaccination across the world is one of the best strategies. And at the same time, though we talk of vaccines alone may not be the issue. We also need to ensure that people wear masks, follow the COVID appropriate behavior. Both together is one of the best combinations to reduce emergence of variants.
Absolutely, sir. But Dr. Bhatt, do you think there could be another debate on which booster shot should one go for?
Yeah, yes. Now itself, people will start thinking, if I take Covishield, later will I get is it appropriate to have Covaxin as a booster shot, or vice versa? Or if I go for Sputnik, what will happen to my booster dose? So that confusion will be there. However, the evidence from other countries which have already started booster dose, that is UAE and Bahrain, they are allowing mix and match of the vaccine. So as of now, we can wait. No one has to go and take a booster dose tomorrow. We do have sufficient time. By that time, scientific community in our country will come up with valid solutions. As of now, our priority is to go and get vaccinated. As of now, our infection rate has come down, and positivity rate, recovery rate is high. Positivity rate is very comfortable stage. So people will start postponing or hesitating to go for vaccination. Okay, the cases are coming down, I'm safe. But it is not the case. We are still suspecting, and prediction of third wave is very much there as a reality. So it is our best time to step up our preparations for vaccination and get the rapid coverage as early as possible.
Ma'am, as you were talking about the confusion in the minds of the people, Dr. Raman Gangakhedkar, after cocktail vaccines, do you think we'll also be talking about in future about cocktail booster shots and doses?
No, I don't think there will be cocktail booster shots. No, like what you are saying, there could be two vaccines that we may have to take as boosters.
Yes.
When generally we mean boosters, booster could be maximally one dose, no, because you are trying to boost or make your T cells remember what they have learned in the earlier vaccine dosages. That is only to make them recall what they know, and once they recall, you are comfortable, because that's the only fear that we have. So giving one dose is more than enough as a booster. You don't need to give them regularly unless no, you perhaps the immunity is not reaching the T cells, but it is more of a B cell immunity, that is more of antibodies that are generated, and they tend to be waning off quickly. Only in those circumstances you may have to give annual dosages, or if the variants that tend to come every time are so different that they may need a different kind of immune response. So just two issues that we have to remember that we still do not understand. As so far, you don't have to worry about any variant, because none of the variants that have been found across the world are able to evade the immune response that is generated by the vaccines completely. The second issue that we have to worry about is what is the duration of protection. Both will decide how we would like to position these booster dosages, if at all, and it will also depend on the molecular epidemiology of this particular variants which come, where they are they a serious threat. So far we have gone only up to variants of concern. We haven't gone beyond to variants of significance.
Absolutely, sir. So we'll have to wait for the empirical studies. We'll have to wait for the findings before, of course, any conclusion. But time for closing comments from both my guests. Dr. Bhatt, first to you.
As of now, we have to step up our preparation for vaccination. The healthcare system of the country is now not overburdened with the cases, and they'll be able to give more priority to vaccination. So public should come forward and get their vaccination done on time. Along with that, as Dr. Raman pointed out, appropriate social protocols to be followed with masking and hand washing at a regular interval. And this has to go on. That's the only way we can fight with this particular disease.
Of course, that is non-negotiable. Dr. Raman Gangakhedkar, your closing comments, sir.
Just one thing which I would say, that when you hear so much about variants and the likelihood that vaccines may lose efficacy, please remember, generally we were never discussing these issues on TV. Today, what is happening is people try to derive some inference out of it, and they may think that there is no point in taking current vaccines, because with every emergence of a new variant, people are talking of escape mutants. But that's not true. There is no variant of significance that has been found so far across the world. Please take the vaccines. They continue to be protective, and ensure that you adhere to the COVID appropriate behavior subsequently, so that newer variants don't come out and threaten us, whether we need a different vaccine or a booster dose of a vaccine. All those can be preventable. Prevention is in your hands.
Prevention is in our hands. That's a very, very important statement to wrap up the program with. On that note, thank you so much for joining us. Well, viewers, that's all we had for you in this edition of India Fights Back. But before that, let me remind you once again to stay safe from the coronavirus pandemic. Remember to wear a face mask and wash your hands and face regularly. And ensure that you maintain physical distancing whenever you're stepping outside. These simple precautions are all it takes to defeat this pandemic. Take very good care and goodbye.